Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something like, actually, we just were leaving a little bit.
There was
I'm missing somebody in the Roll20.
Hi.
Oh, sorry.
There was a lot of exposition, a lot of character stuff. Fire got waylaid by a group of people and got very wigged out by it. Met someone who, in a alchemist shop, who knew who he was, but he didn't know them. And then you turned into a fart and flew away to a roof somewhere, right?
I'm currently in a roof looking at people. No, not looking at people. Looking at clouds.
On the roof.
Backing up to the beginning of the session, we were all invited, instructed,
voluntold
to attend a sort of memorial / celebration event for the city.
Someone told Fire that apparently they want us for a job in the guard, but I think Fire hasn't had a chance to tell that story yet.
You have not.
I mean, you had a chance that night, whether you did or not. That's up to you, I suppose.
I had a chance, but I'm in the emo phase.
You made the what face?
Emo.
Emo.
Oh. Oh, right, emo. Gotcha.
The rest of us had some various errands. Talked with some NPCs, sent letters to NPCs. And then I believe
NPCs were revealed a bit or hinted at.
Yeah, we got a little bit of insight.
Zoe did some awesome stuff with her new book.
Yep, Zoe has a couple of names in her book now.
Zoe's taking a survey.
And then does anybody remember what happened at the end of last session?
Yeah. That dwarf thug's head went plop.
You guys
I'm assuming it was close to the sound it made.
You guys were all heading to a tailor to get nice dresses.
Oh yeah, we never made it.
This dwarf guy was like, "Hey, I'm part of the mafia. I want the deal that we said we have, and now I know we don't have, but I want it anyway."
He was basically threatening us, blah blah blah.
But it didn't come much long. Like, it was just, "Hey, I'm this guy," and then poof.
Well, he mentioned that something bad might happen if we didn't follow through on what we didn't actually agree to.
I'm pretty sure he meant to us, though, not him.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Which means a couple of things, but we're not there yet.
Uh-huh.
And then his head exploded.
I believe we ended it by agreeing to accompany the responding city watch back to headquarters to give a statement.
Pert catch that there was some sort of bullet or projectile that was the cause of it.
Yeah.
Pert found some metal fragments. Yeah. So as Rizwin, Pert, Amlis, and Kamal are being led back to City Watch headquarters, Fire is up on a roof. Still as a fart?
No. I'm just...
Okay, he's just staring at clouds.
Like, doing idle things. Drying out clouds, taking care of moths here and there.
Being away from people.
Could you say that he's maybe just farting around?
Yeah. Playing with Shrubby.
Mm-hmm. And Zoe had an appointment at the library that morning. Discovered that Vanya had managed to find Toby, who was a halfling that you had encountered previously, was a courier. His horse's legs broke, and Ambulus fixed that right up. And then he hung out with you for a day, and Zoe read him stories, and he was kind of thought Zoe was the cat's meow.
He was a halfling?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What is? It's like the cat's meow is like the bee's knees.
Exactly.
Yes. I love that that's the English saying is the bee's knees.
Yeah.
I have never heard the cat's meows. I like it.
I also like it.
Shocked.
So upon Vanya's suggestion, Toby is leading the way to a place to eat, a favorite place of his, leading you through the packed-ish streets. And as you walk, not quite arm in arm, but with your friends, people are staring.
What form of staring?
Many forms of staring.
So he tries to pull her hat down and remembers she's not wearing her hat.
Vanya notices you doing this and kind of like grabs your arm and says, "Hey, so why don't you tell Toby about the your latest adventures? Not the stuff in the city, but the swamp and the Hydra." Hydra?
My party fought a Hydra. They did a very good job killing it. It attacked me, and I blew up in fire. But I didn't get hurt.
Really? How did you not get hurt?
I don't know. Fire doesn't really seem to bother me that much. Which is funny, because I really hate the heat.
Oh, that... Magic, right, I guess. That's cool.
Magic.
Damn it, you got there before I could.
But we went to... There's somebody, give me a hand with what the old city was called.
Alcalara.
We went to Alcalara, and we kind of got lost in there. And I'm pretty sure we walked through a log, and we lost a day. At least... We're still trying to figure out the math on that one.
I don't think we actually did.
I believe, whether or not Zoe knows, but I believe we determined it was like half a day.
Yeah, it was half a day.
I believe that's the first time we ever got confirmation of that.
No, I mathed it because I asked the soldiers at the camp what day it was.
Okay, well, she's being a little stumbling over her own words, so it doesn't make sense anyway. And then there was like these really weird monsters that seemed to take form of other people's fears.
Whoa. What's Alcalara? Vanya kind of smiles and she said, "It's the old capital of the Empire." Oh. Sorry, please continue.
Well, then I kind of got the guards angry at me because they were being kind of jerks, and I was a jerk back to them, and, well, you know, guards be guards.
Toby nods sagely along with this.
And yeah, then we came back here, and we're here, and then we went up that way, went to looking for something, and then we came back. Zoe looks a little bit uneasy talking about all this, like, but really, I'm just along for the trip. I make sure people don't get hurt, or well, more make sure they get healthy after getting hurt.
That's important too. Awkward silence kind of stretches.
Yup.
You should see everybody else do this thing. They're really cool and good in fighting and stuff.
I mean, I think healing's pretty cool.
Can't remember. Did Zoe turn? Yeah, Zoe did turn at purple again, didn't? That lasts an hour, by the way.
I remember.
That was me to you, not me to them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been busy lately, I guess. Most of my runs are between cities, but I've mostly been working in the city. I miss my horse.
So I'm blanking here. What happened to his horse again?
His horse, just sort of bad luck. Stepped in a hole, broke his leg. But Amalus fixed it. It's more that there's just not, like, there's not a lot of room for horses in the city. So if he's working in the city, he wouldn't be on a horse.
Okay, I remember you said Amalus helped, and my brain for some reason went from Amalus to Malice, and went Malice helped as it aided, and I couldn't remember that.
Not exactly.
Oh. No.
Melis doesn't do that. Melis is a good kitty.
Well, you know, cleaning up a mess is what a good kitty would do.
Vanya kind of sort of interjects and says, "You've just been working then? Not really anything else?" Toby shrugs and says, "Well, home's been a little exciting. There's a little tiny demon that's stuck in the attic of the apartment. It's been interesting.
Would you
It hasn't
like me?
hurt. I mean, it hasn't hurt anyone. Like, it's just stuck up there. But everyone's pretty nervous about it."
Would you like my help getting it out? I think I can get it out.
I wouldn't want to impose. And Vanya kind of cuts in and says, "He would love your help, yes."
One, I would like to get it out of there. And two, Vanny, do you just want to go see a demon?
Maybe a little bit.
So he looks from Vanny to, God damn it,
Toby.
I don't have the names. Toby. To Toby, may we come over?
Yeah. Sure. Thanks.
Lead the way.
All right. So breakfast plans waylaid.
Lunch plans. Lunch plans.
Lunch plans waylaid. You follow Toby towards the east, deeper into the city. While you do that, the group of 4. Pardon me? You are being led through the city by this guardsman, whose name he tells you is Vigo. And he's more like guiding you through the city than quote-unquote taking you in. You can see him like kind of stop himself from fanboying a couple of times, trying to, stay professional. Walking through the city, it's kind of amazing how few people seem to notice that you're covered in blood as they pass by you. Maybe it probably helps that Camille is not because of his armor, and he's sort of the most eye-catching part of the group.
I sparkle.
You do sparkle. Mabushi!
What?
I can't remember the name of the anime. Anyways, after a lengthy walk, the 4 of you and the guard arrive at guard headquarters. Ooh, I lost my notes. There we go. A tall, blocky building stands out amongst the rest, if only for being a bit ugly. There's 2 guards standing outside. Just sort of being there, and they watch as you are led inside. In the building, daylight is breaking through the windows to light the interior, despite their small size and number. The walls of this large hall you find yourselves in are decorated with these massive cloth banners that dampen the echo of the footsteps on stone. Vigo leads you past a troop of guards who are laughing and joking with each other, up a flight of stairs, and into a spacious office. There are only 3 chairs, and he says, please wait here a minute. And he leaves, comes back with 2 more chairs, and says, just wait right here, please.
Vigo.
Yes?
While we are waiting, do you think it would be possible if we could have some water and rags to clean up a bit?
Of course. I'll get that for you right away.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ma'am. And he closes the door. You hear footsteps echo outside the door as he walks away.
Out of character, do any of the rest of us, besides Camille, know? Were we all there for that deal? I can't remember.
You weren't. Only Fire and I were, because that was the week David was away. I explained the entire deal to you guys at the inn the night after, the night we got back. And that's when we decided to try the different approach for getting a hold of the paladin by the letter.
Okay. That... What happened right there?
I don't know. Kurt, how much do you know about the city's underworld?
I mean, I learned some of the basics of their art here, but it was more when I moved on to do my studies that I got introduced into the finer details after my master got robbed.
More.
I know a couple of contacts. I know a couple of buildings, but beyond the general sign language they use, I'm not a deep member or anything.
More, are there rival gangs? The city divided up into territories? Is it one homogenous group?
I would assume, Jamie,
you
that
can make a history check.
Sure. Normal, public. Age comes before I. Way to go, David.
14? You know that for the most part, it's pretty homogenized. Like, the underworld's pretty homogenized within the city. There are a few sort of upstart gangs or factions that want to be able to do their own thing, but the Thieves Guild is so powerful that, as far as you're aware, very few other groups have been able to make much headway.
And I'll share that with the party. So perhaps this is someone trying dirtier tactics to get a foothold.
That's one thought I had. The other thought was, well, two thoughts. One, they missed, and we're aiming for one of us. Or they were protecting us.
Both interesting possibilities.
I didn't feel particularly threatened, to be quite honest. If anything, killing a messenger would make things more difficult for us.
That is also a different possibility. It could be someone left over from the cult who's in the city still. Hard to say. I'm leaning more towards the trying to. Either they missed and were meant to hit us, or they're trying to frame us and keep us away from something. At a guess.
Concerning.
Definitely.
You hear a knock at the door. And Vigo comes back in with an armful of rags and a pitcher of water. He says, just a minute, I'll get you some cups. Runs back out.
I make myself more presentable.
Yeah, wash
as best I can.
Mm-hmm.
Wash my face and my hands.
Pert very casually reduces the amount of dirt on him.
Melis is in the corner grooming himself.
And probably enjoying grooming themselves because blood.
Mm-hmm.
Melis not going to care. Well, my suggestion is we just answer their questions truthfully and go from there. I mean,
yep.
None of us have the weapons of our powers to, well, maybe, none of us present have the weapons, powers, or spells to do that damage. That's a disturbing thought, but I hope it's always all right.
Yeah. Hopefully she's enjoying a quiet lunch and not off chasing demons or something stupid by herself.
That would be incredibly stupid if she did that. But... And he just kind of shrugs and puts his hand up in the air.
Another knock at the door. Vigo comes in with an armful of cups. Places them on the table. Hopefully it won't be too long.
Thank you very much.
No worries, take your time.
Closes the door.
I sit and wait.
And wait and wait.
And wait and wait.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't we actually going to see Anik, or were we picking up our...
Later in the afternoon, I believe.
Yes.
Is it to the point where we need to maybe get a message to Anik to let them know that we're...
It is not quite that. It's still morning.
Okay.
It is late morning. And Anik said, sometime in the afternoon. So you guys wait about an hour.
I make a Terry Pratchett reference about the nug.
Sorry, I don't get it.
Leonard of Quirm wrote things backwards. So he wrote gun as nug.
Ah. I must read some Terry Pratchett.
Yes, you should. It is very good.
Is there anything else you guys do while you're waiting?
Just a quick question for you, actually. Since Camille is from an island nation and probably dealt with pirates in the past in the military career, is he familiar with firearms at all?
Yes. Carcamont doesn't use them. Generally, they're pretty short range and prone to accidents, shall we say.
So they kind of stopped at large-scale cannons on their ships.
Yeah, they're
the personal firearms thing.
Yeah.
Well, whoever's using that gun is playing with literal, well, not literal fire, but figurative fire. They're very dangerous, if I'm not mistaken. Like, blow your fingers off dangerous.
Yeah, and Pert remembered the name last time of the nation that does use the guns. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yes, that.
It's...
So maybe they've made a step forward in the quality of their weaponry?
Maybe. Definitely. Does anyone... Did we all we remember is we just lost our hearing from the sound and head explode, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't hear the crack, or we didn't see the head explode and then the crack? Like, I'm looking, was there like a significant time delay before you would get like with a sniper?
Make a... What would this be? A perception check?
Sure.
Sure.
I would say make it a disadvantage.
Oh boy.
Not that you were able to notice, but that could just be because you're trying to think back on it.
Mm-hmm.
Memories are not the most perfect of things.
It's not outside the realm of possibility, but I have no way to prove or disprove it.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we got.
My concern is the purpose of this particular weapon. It seems like a longbow would have been just as effective if they were trying to make damage or a statement from range. Why something so flashy?
Jamie, were they going to be any better at getting through things like armor than a bow?
Sorry, say that again.
Were these guns any better at getting through like armor than a bow would be? I'm thinking more real world things. What the reason why bows went out of fashion? The real world is because guns were better at punching through plate armor.
The ones that you saw were mostly like short range, like couldn't pierce plate armor at a great distance, but like 20 feet away they could do it.
Armor penetration?
I think dramatic statement is the best answer.
Or both.
Because a arrow lodged in a man's chest makes a bold statement, but a man's head simply ceasing to exist makes a far more dramatic statement.
It existed all over us.
But who are they making the statement to? Us, the guard, the citizens?
Possibly, yes.
Well, I think that's probably the question, isn't it?
Worrisome.
There's the possibility they're making a statement to us because we've made noise about looking into what happened to the crystal. There's a possibility they're making a statement to the guards because the guards are looking into the crystal. There's the possibility they're making noise towards him, who remains headless, because he was involved in the crystal being lost or broken or stolen. We don't have enough information to answer those questions.
We can always go speak to his boss.
If he had a boss. He might have been the boss.
Oh, he did. I met her.
Oh, okay.
And I described it was a halfling woman, if I'm not mistaken, right, Jimmy?
Yes.
Yeah. Older halfling woman. Very sure of herself. Ran a dingy, like, very obviously thieves in kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Pert, make an intelligence check.
Sure. Apparently Pert's not paying attention.
That's fair.
My dice may or may not be absent.
Don't you get advantage on intelligence?
That's on saving throws.
Oh, saving throws. Okay, that was skill checks.
Yeah. So while the big group is sitting in a waiting room talking, Fire, how's it going?
I got bored.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. Fart form went to find my shrooms. They are in the horse.
Okay, that was going to be my question.
I leave them in the horse and I go in there.
Make a survival check to try and find horse.
Oh, fuck. Well, fuck.
He finds a cat instead.
Dude, you are so lost.
Like inside the city still? Or?
Yeah, you're still inside the city.
Where? I never went to the place that they left the horses. Where was it? Fuck. And I wander off.
Alright. So Fire is somewhere.
Wait me a second. It's up to an hour. After that hour, I'm stuck wherever I fell.
I mean, technically, I think you walk faster than you move in cloud form.
Very much so.
Very much, yes.
Okay.
I have a speed of 10 feet.
Cool. So there's just a little wispy cloud wandering the streets of Marielda. We will come back to you.
No problem.
Zoe!
Yarp.
Oh, where's my... Here we go. So after like half an hour to an hour of walking, you come to Toby's apartment building, and it's on like the far east side of the city, past the site where you fought the Hellhounds. There's a lot of people crowding in the streets, wearing much more sort of drab clothing than a lot of the citizens you pass in the richer area of town. A couple of patrolling guards pass you by, and the people around you give them a wide berth. Toby leads you up to this humongous building, probably about 10 stories tall, plenty of windows, but there's a few askew roof tiles and dirty siding that tells you that this has probably not been particularly well kept. Looking up at the top, you can see a not so small hole in the siding right under the roof.
Is it up there?
Yeah. You can't fly, can you?
No.
Okay. We can get through the building. My aunt does some cleaning for some of the residences, and she can get into the storage room that has the access. We just, gotta be hush-hush about it.
Wouldn't people be glad that it would be gone?
Yeah, we're just, having access is supposed to be hush-hush.
Okay. Zoe looks at Vanya and just put your finger to her lip and be like, hush.
Vanya does the same. As you walk in, Toby kind of says the building owner can be a bit of a jackass. So walking into the building, there's like a hallway and then a staircase, and he goes up the staircase up to the very top floor, walks down the hall to a door, and looking on the inside, it looks like the wood was painted and all of that paint is peeling. There's a few water stains on the floor. And he just knocks on a door and turns the handle, opens it. Says, "Mom, I'm home. I have some people with me." And he motions for you to follow.
Zoe follows, doesn't say anything. Doesn't want Toby to get in trouble for bringing a demon home.
Alright, Vanya follows you and shuts the door. Inside, it's pretty drab, really simple furniture, nothing on the walls. But you see a halfling woman who is mixing something in a pot, and 3 young kids who are 2 of whom are hugging Toby, and one is trying to climb on his back. And then they see you, and the little boy who's trying to climb on his back makes the grabby arms at your horns. And the kids go, "Who's that? Wait, is that Zoe?"
Zoe tries not to look mortified. Mortified might be the wrong word. But...
The other girl kind of points up at your horns and says, "Why does she have?" And then the first girl like pushes her arm down and says, "Don't be rude."
Unsure how to handle this. Looks nervous.
Toby's kind of red. Scratches the back of his head sheepishly. These are my sisters.
Hello, I am Zoe. This is Vanya. She is an awesome writer.
Vanya kind of just stands there and waves. And the two sisters, the older one kind of elbows the younger one, and they both do like this little, like, trying to be cute proper curtsy. I'm Mia, and that's Annie.
That was Mia and Annie?
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you. Do either of them have a bow?
I think Annie does, the younger one.
So he reaches forward and turns it purple.
She kind of looks down at the bow, which is like at the bottom of a long braid. She can actually do magic!
So he brings her finger up to her lip and does the hush hush, like that's just between.
The young boy comes up to you and like makes the grabby, or not the like the outstretched hands, like he wants.
He wants up and he wants at the horns.
Yeah.
So he lets out the smallest sigh and lets him reaches down to pick him up.
Does he get a hold of your horns?
She's trying not to.
Just head back as far as she can. Just no.
Make a dexterity check. Yeah, oh yeah, you can keep him back far enough away from your head. You see Toby's talking with his or the woman that's in the kitchen. Zoe, Vanya, this is my mom. And she puts down the food that she's working on and comes over and first goes to Vanya and gives her a hug and a kiss on each cheek. And then she comes up to you, Zoe, and around the young kid in your arms. Says, "It's so nice to finally meet you." Gives you a hug, if you'll accept it.
So we tried to do a curtsy first.
Pretty hard to do with a kid in your arms.
Yeah, like one hand, curtsy, and ends up in a hug. Like she's just like lost.
Yeah, kiss on each cheek. And then she kind of sighs and looks at Toby and says, "You know, if you're going to bring guests for lunch, I would appreciate knowing first." He turns kind of red and says, "No, she's going to get rid of the demon in the attic, but I need the keys." She says, "Oh, all right. But you will be staying for lunch, won't you?"
If it wouldn't be too much of an inconvenience.
"Oh, Not at all, my dears. Now, you be careful up there.
Is she saying this to Zoe or
Yes.
her son?
No, to Zoe.
It's okay. I'm kind of used to this.
She pulls a ring of keys out of her pocket and hands them to Toby. He shrugs a little bit embarrassed and says, well, we should get to work, I guess.
Are his sisters look old enough to carry the kid in her arms? Or
The older one does.
Zoe gently lowers him down to hand it to the oldest of the sisters.
Okay. She takes the kid and then looks up at Toby and says, can we come? The mom says, absolutely not. Gives Toby a kiss on the cheek and says, be careful. Yeah, I know, Mom. It's okay, she's really strong. Vanya nods approvingly. And then Toby, with the keys in hand, says, we'll be back soon. I hope.
So this is where Ty has to roll up a new character.
Either that or Ty gets a new familiar.
Oh, this is where I tell you all that I'm actually going off to start a new campaign, and these two are going to be my party mates.
So Toby leads you down the hallway to a locked room, which he unlocks with the key. And inside there's a bunch of like buckets and mops and brooms and stuff. And one of those trap doors that you pull down from the ceiling and like the stairs come down.
Fold down type, or the stairs that slide down?
Pull down type.
Yes, but you pull it down, and then the stairs would slide down, or you can fold them out.
You fold them out. I'm specifically thinking of the way I used to get into my grandparents' attic.
I was just wondering if one of those was going to get clobbered in the head with those stairs.
Nope, Toby pulls them down. He has to like stand on a couple of boxes to get up to it.
The grouper is always the tall one.
Sure is.
Must be weird.
And you poke your head up. Or I guess I should ask, what do you do? There is a set of stairs leading up into darkness.
I'm going to remind you Zoe has dark vision.
Yes.
So, Zoe goes up first.
All right.
Suggests everybody else stay back.
Yes, ma'am. You climb up the first few stairs, just enough that your head is up in the attic. Make a perception check.
Those aren't good. Those are bad.
That's pretty good.
That's about as good as you can get.
Poking your head up into this like attic space. There's a few boxes and what looks like maybe some furniture with cloth draped over it. There is in fact, you see the hole that was in the front of this building that you can see from the outside. Sunlight is sort of streaming through. And as you poke your head up, you hear a little bit of a flapping sound. You turn your head to the side, and you see this very tiny, weird looking thing with like these huge, for its body, like bird claws. And what looks like 2 wings, but they kind of like they sit at the very top of its back. And it opens its mouth and you see all of these tiny, sharp teeth. And it looks... Let me grab a image here. It looks a lot like that.
Oh, goody. I know what it is.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
So
and you see it look over at you. It looks you in the eyes. And goes, "Quah!"
So he runs through her languages she knows, which starts with common. Then goes infernal, and then celestial, and sees if it seems to respond to any of them.
It flaps its strange little wings at the top of its body and flies towards you. Claws out. Oops, that was 2. 13 doesn't hit, I don't think.
Nope.
It just like goes sailing past your head, flap, 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 landing in amongst a old bed sheet.
Now, stop that, please. She talks and runs through her languages again, repeating this in each of them. Or I'm going to have to deal with you a different way. So please, just calm down, and we'll get you home.
Make an animal handling check with advantage.
Well, the advantage didn't help.
It squawks at you again. This awful sort of screamy squawk. But does not fly at you again. It just sort of like stomps its feet a little bit.
This thing's clearly not of our plane, right?
Yo, you're pretty sure it's not. You feel like a little tug on your pant leg. Is it safe?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
You two what? That was Toby, right?
No, it was Vanya.
Oh yeah, Vanya was never going to forgive her if she just got rid of it before she could see. Zoe moves up and moves forward and tries to coax it into being calm.
You rolled a 19 on your animal handling. Like, it will let you get closer. You're not sure that it would let you touch it yet. It's still kind of like stomping its feet. Like, you're not sure if it's like a little bit nervous or if it's like a show of dominance or something.
So he finds a spot to sit up there and pulls out a ration and sticks it on the ground in between the two of them and says in a soft voice, "Come up slowly. Don't come all the way up. Just pop your head up."
The abyssal chicken just flies right at this ration and starts pecking at it and devouring it and like tearing it apart with its claws and making like pulled pork out of this ration.
Abyssal chicken.
Abyssal chicken.
That's what they're called.
The size of a chicken.
A little bit smaller.
I like the flavor text on them.
I could send this thing back in a second.
Vanya very slowly pokes her head up. And then about 3 seconds later, Toby very slowly pokes his head up right beside her.
Are they both on the steps at once?
Yep. Vanya's like, that's so cool! Toby's like, that thing is ugly!
Those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive. Being brazen, so he reaches her hand out as it's trying to eat the poor ration.
It like kind of hisses at you and pulls the ration sort of back towards its body with its feet. Like it's trying to hoard the food.
It's okay. It's your food. At this point, she's probably just using Infernal when she's talking to it, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't know what the other one. It'd be really confusing if it knew a Celestial.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. Nobody's gonna take your food. Do you want to go home?
You're not sure that it understands you. It is just chomping away.
So who's ready to see some magic? Zoe says softly as that she's trying to keep an eye on.
Oh, me! And as Vanya says this, the abyssal chicken sort of, you hear it go, ah!
Is that just it speaking or like making a noise, or does it look like it's going to attack Vanya?
No, it's just, it sort of makes that noise and does the food hoarding motions again.
Well, so we will wait till it has clearly got a good hold on the food, and then we'll cast banishment.
All right. I don't even think this thing could make the saving throw if it wanted to. Just make another animal handling check for me with advantage.
Yeah, that seems more right.
I think it's still a little freaked out. And we'll try to resist, but does not. You cast your spell, touch the back of this little abyssal chicken, and it just goes and is gone.
Does it sense? Pow!
I think it just screams.
Yeah.
Did the ration go with it?
The ration went with it because it is in its belly.
Oh. Dang it, I would have gave it a second ration then.
There's a few little scraps on the floor. You figure you might want to clean those up or you're going to get rats, but... Toby's like, whoa, did you kill it?
No, I just sent it home.
Oh. You can do that?
So, it's confusing. Like, I can't make you go to a different plane, but I can make something disappear, and, like, if it's not from our plane, it goes back to its own.
Well, that's pretty useful.
With that, she gets up off the floor and goes to the hole in the wall and starts trying to mend it using the mend.
Can you put the mend spell in chat?
Yes, and she will ask Vanya for help if she knows. Ask her, Vanya, if she knows how to fix things with magic, and ask her to help.
Sure. Vanya is busy writing things in a notebook. I don't think mending will work on this because the sort of wood that would have made up the part of the hole that it's gone.
Oh, okay. So I thought it might have just been laying on the floor or something.
No, you need all of the pieces of the thing to be able to mend it.
It was an infernal chicken cannonball.
Sure was.
Infernal chicken.
Oh. Then she won't be able to fix it because I don't have any other fixing spells. But she will take a look around, make sure there isn't any other abyssal chickens hiding up there.
So we spend some time just making sure there's no other abyssal chickens up there. Well, that wasn't so scary. I was expecting something with 8 eyes and tentacles and okay, it did have really sharp teeth, I guess.
I'm gonna remind you, we have one of those in our party. Well, it has 6 tentacles.
It has 2 tentacles.
Yeah, why was it thinking it had 8 or 6?
It has 6 legs.
That's why.
It's an ant.
I mean, I guess that's true. And it was pretty funny looking. I don't know, I just thought it would be more.
Well, remember, you can't always judge what something looks like. Remember what it is.
That's true.
And Zoe goes and tells them both the story of the Shar and Saluna to make sure this story gets passed on.
I think Vanya's probably heard this story before.
Probably.
Toby also may have heard it.
Possibly. I don't think so, though.
Okay, they both listen as you exit the attic space and go back to Toby's place for lunch.
Shoot. Can I actually make it so that she told this to all the kids?
Yeah, we can absolutely do that.
You can make a religion out of that.
You can get some disapproving looks from my mom.
Are you kidding? Have you seen how persuasive Zoe is? The mom
Also,
might join you.
I mean, it is a foreign deity, so.
Yeah.
But we'll get there in a bit. In the meantime, big group. After you've been sitting and talking for an hour, it's almost noon now. You finally hear the door open, and in walks a middle-aged halfling gentleman wearing sort of a crinkled uniform. His blonde hair is worn a little too long to be proper. He's got a small stack of papers in his hand, and as he closes the door behind him, sets them down on the other side of the table, seating himself across from you. Well, good morning. I am Guard Captain Lindsay.
Captain?
Captain?
Ground.
I certainly know who you all are, and I had been hoping to meet with you, but I didn't think it would come about quite like this.
Strange times.
Indeed. He kind of shuffles his papers. So why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, we were in the market. We were approached by this dwarven gentleman who we had a previous dealing with that we since dissolved. Who approached us. It was discussing the previous business arrangement, and he was dismayed at the fact that we had decided to go with another arrangement. And then his head exploded because there was a loud sound, and there. And I gestured at Pert to show him the remains of the bullet fragment.
Pert rolls it between his fingers and then places it on the counter before the guard captain.
He picks it up and looks at it. I see. And you don't know who might have done this?
Nothing beyond just random speculation, no.
All right. Well, while it is common knowledge that many of you possess rather violent magic, we also have some metal fragments that our guards found, and it does lend credence to your claims. And besides, after all you've done for us recently, we would be remiss to not give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure that what you have told us is true and accurate.
You'd be well within your rights to be suspicious. But no, most of us, if we were in a confrontation, would, I'll be rather blunt, would be much more direct with anything.
And I gather that many of you are quite well traveled. Do you know much about something that might have been able to do this, that would produce these sort of bits of metal?
We, my friend and I, just to hypothesize that it's Leeton firearms. Think of them as very small cannons that can be held in your hand.
Though this appears to be far more advanced than any I've ever seen.
While I have not had the pleasure of dealing with one myself, it does certainly seem to fit. Though, I would ask that you maybe not spread rumor of this supposed weapon until we know a little bit more, have done some more looking into it. I think people are freaked out enough as is right now.
Understandable. I would advise you that these weapons are probably very good at penetrating metal armor, so be careful.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing we don't have many people with metal armor here.
They're justifiably worried. Things have been crazy, to say the least, the last few weeks.
He is sort of jotting down stuff that you're saying and finishes up, sets a pen aside. Now, if you don't mind if we turn our attention to other matters, might I inquire as to your plans for the future?
Immediate future or long-term future?
Either.
Immediate future, we have a meeting with Anik in several hours, and beyond that, I believe there's a memorial service tomorrow. In terms of long-term goals, I believe we are needed elsewhere. This isn't just isolated to one place.
I see. This isn't supposed to be public knowledge, but I understand that the Annex plans to offer you a position within the guard. I would imagine that she would offer it to you tomorrow. A well-paid one. And I certainly wouldn't say no to the help, although hopefully it doesn't come with any more exploding heads.
Camille's visibly like at the thought of the political.
If I may, Captain, I have some experience in leading people, and the presence of characters that are believed to be larger than life, whether they are or are not, tends to be more disruptive than helpful in times such as these.
I'm writing a book, yo. Give me 5 years and I'll happily take the job.
While I do agree with you that you have certainly become larger-than-life personalities within the city, the power that you wield is very great, and its value to any city should not be underestimated. You would be valued here.
May I speak bluntly?
Of course.
It would be politically bad. Also, ecclesiastically bad.
You may be right. It is one way or the other, it is not my decision. If you wish to stay, then I would be happy to have you. If you do not, well, hopefully there are no more demon attacks in the city.
This is our goal as well.
Keep the job offer open. I'll be back in a few years.
I'll remember that.
Out of character, the blue boy in blue.
Well, I'm glad to have a little forewarning that you likely won't be joining us.
Can I tell if he is feeling anything other than he is saying? Either about wanting us to join or appearing disappointed that we aren't.
Make an insight check. I think that he is honestly kind of disappointed that you're not staying, but also agrees with Camille that it would be politically difficult, to say the least. And so he is both glad and disappointed.
How open with why it would be politically difficult has Camille been? Like, would Rizwan understand what he is saying?
You understand that Camille is the paladin for his home country.
Okay.
You would probably want to either roll a religion or history check to figure out why it would be politically difficult.
I'm willing to accept that is why.
Now, while you're here, given all that has happened recently, did you have any questions for me?
Do you have any information on how they got into the city?
As of right now, we do not. We have been given a lead in the last couple of days, but as I understand, it is likely to dry up very quickly, and I doubt much is going to come of it, unfortunately.
I will point out that this individual who was killed was part of your city's underworld. It could be related. So I would...
The thought had crossed my mind.
Yeah. He was an underling for, again, describes halfling.
Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar with her off the top of my head. Unfortunately, I've only been doing this job for a couple of days. And Guard Captain Shell was not the most organized in her record keeping. I was aware that she was conducting some secret investigations, but I was not privy to them before, and right now, well, it is taking some time to set things up, and I'm afraid that once that has been done, it might be too late. There may not be anything we can do about it. But for now, we are pursuing the lead we have to the best of our abilities.
Mm-hmm.
There is another possibility. The target of this attack may not have been the one that was hit. Although, to what end, I can't speculate.
Well, just out of character, whatever happened to the person that was with the dwarf?
They got scared and ran the fuck away.
I'll try to give them a description of that person as well.
All right. He takes it down. Says, we'll be sure to keep an eye out for this person.
And I would advise to have not tell you how to do your job, obviously, but I'm sure you've already considered that having as many people with eyes on the memorial service as possible tomorrow.
Oh, of course.
Yes, we are more than capable of protecting ourselves. Unfortunately, if this attack was intended for one of us, the bystanders could be in more danger.
Well, we all hope that another disaster would not strike the city so soon after the first. But if it should, all of the guards will be there, as will all of you.
What isn't being protected if the guards are all going to be at the memorial service?
Well, not all.
Everybody who's supposed to be off that day is going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to...
I'm guessing they pulled in the reserves.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think 4D chess.
Mm-hmm. We do know what we're doing most of the time. He kind of like, he smiles, he's joking, but also is like, don't tell me to do my job.
Mm-hmm.
Does the bank employ their own guard duty?
Yes.
And Pert's lost in thought trying to think of other possibilities of what could really be going on. Because that would be a hell of a time to pull a heist.
You just had to vocalize that, didn't you?
I mean, Die Hard 3.
Well, if you have any other questions.
No, I think I've got what I needed. If you don't have anything else for me, then I will let you get to your meeting.
We didn't mention the meeting.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
you
did.
did.
Yes, you did.
Oh, we did? Okay, sorry. My brain is... Now I'm being super suspicious.
We are staying at the Silver Swan, I think.
Yes.
I don't say I think. That was the player. If there's any small tasks that we could complete for you while we're still here, let us know. And I attempt to convey how utterly bored I am and could use something to do if he has, whatever need to do
Make
something.
a persuasion check.
Do you have any rough bandit that I can shake?
We're not killing Morlocks in the sewers again.
He looks you up and down. Says, well, unless you want to do some undercover work.
I arch an eyebrow.
Like I said, we have a small lead on somebody who might be behind this.
I raise an eyebrow.
Did I not mention this?
No, you did. I just... Gestures itself not very well suited for undercover work.
Yes, and to be honest, you, pointing at Rizwin, you are also rather conspicuous. But perhaps...
Looks behind it, other two. Oh, right, these two are here.
If it is something that you're interested in, perhaps having somebody who is so capable in combat would be useful just in case things get out of hand.
Is he suggesting, waiting outside in case things go to pot?
Either that or actually doing the actual undercover work.
Or maybe Pert goes inside while we lurk
Pert.
nearby.
Pert pokes Amalus. What do you say, friend? Are you good at convincing people of other things? He grins just a little bit.
Almost as good as convincing animals.
You're very good at convincing animals.
You wouldn't need to convince anyone. Just watch and report sort of thing, I think.
I think it'd be a worthwhile endeavor.
Well, all right then. Perhaps I should tell you a little bit more. But first, Fire!
Be right back.
Okay. Fire, you are wandering through the streets of Marielda. Make me another survival check.
This part smells funny.
You have found a gate!
A gate.
A gate. And walking through it, you come out to the river, and a short few sets of docks, and a bunch of people walking to and fro, like loading cargo, unloading cargo on these large flat barges.
Never seen one of those. Hey!
Couple people look over.
I know this river. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Cool, man.
Yeah, cool. I wander off.
Bye.
So now that I'm outside the city.
This is specifically like docks and just river. So you wander down to the edge of the docks.
Do I know where should be the stables be?
They should be on the other side of this river somewhere. You crossed a bridge to get into the city.
Well, how shallow is the river?
Knew it.
Not shallow. Also, it smells a little bit.
Ugh.
Where did people put their waste?
I don't want to swim in that.
No, you probably don't. Hey, can I help you, man? I turn around and see a tall, lanky human man.
Hey, I was lost, but now not so much. I'm trying to find my horse. It was with the other horses. Where do you keep your horses?
I don't have a horse.
Well, it takes a horse to find a horse, and I transform into a horse.
Holy shit! He falls over and kind of backpedals almost into the water.
And I just clop, 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 clop my way, following the river, trying to see if I find some place that looks familiar. It's the idea.
Make a perception check.
Hey, yo.
Whoa.
Looking out across the river, like, there's no path here. I say there's a gate, but it's really just like docks or like a hole in the wall and just like a series of docks. But looking out across the river, you do, like, far off to the right, you see a bridge. And you're like, yo, that's the bridge. That's where I need to go.
But can I get there
You have to go back through the city.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Is it very far?
Yeah.
Is people looking at me?
Sure are. There's a couple of people that are like inching their way towards you, like with their hands out. They kind of jump back a bit.
If I wanted to do something dumb, realizing that it's dumb, is intelligence or wisdom?
Wisdom.
Okay, I don't do this stupid thing. I'll walk back and try really hard to be very attached to the wall so I don't get loose into the city.
All right. Now that you have sort of a bearing, you can make your way, like, you know which direction you need to go.
As a horse.
Yes.
And just to clarify, this is not doing the stupid thing.
Yes, this is not doing the stupid thing. The stupid thing get me shot.
All right.
The horse that is fire makes his way through the city. Lots of people are looking, like, some people are grabbing like ropes and harnesses to try and catch this loose horse. But if you, like, sticking around the walls means staying to like back alleys and stuff, and while there's a couple of times you have you have to leap over barrels and stuff, it's a lot less crowded.
Yeah, we'll do that, no problem.
And by early afternoon, you finally make your way to the bridge.
Yay. How many hours do you think it passed?
Like 3.
I'm out of the horse right
Okay.
as I get there. Okay. Now we're near. So I go outside and try to find where the horse at.
All right. Make a, what would this be? Perception?
Survival?
Sure. All right. Fire spends another hour looking for his horse.
Start screaming, horse! Horse! I hate this city.
You're not even in the city.
It's its fault anyway.
All right. So while Fire is out in the countryside screaming for his horse, Zoe, you get back to Toby's apartment, and there is food laid out on the table, like fruit and nut salads, baked goods, with something that smells like chicken soup. And everybody is like standing around the table waiting for you.
think we caused a delay.
Mom, can we eat now? Yes. Go sit down. You're back already. So did you deal with our little attic problem?
It's back at home now.
Mom, it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It had these like skin wings. And the kids all kind of go, ew. And the mom kind of pats Toby on the head. Not while we're eating, please.
I was there, and I kind of agree with your mom.
There, see? Everybody sits down to have a meal.
So Zoe is trying to do this gracefully and put on a good, not show. What would you say if you're trying to be like a teacher to the younger ones? Basically, she's trying to put on a nice example for the younger girls.
She's trying to set a good example.
There's the word I'm looking for.
All right. I should ask how so. What is Zoe doing?
Not putting her elbows up on the table.
Okay.
Eating every meat, taking her time with everybody instead of gum.
The older girl, Mia, does seem to like be watching you. The younger girl and the little boy are just like hoovering their food.
Yeah, well, there's only so much you can teach the young.
Uh-huh.
This is probably between after taking her time and probably not eating that much because she doesn't want to eat all the food.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she probably starts having a conversation and telling the story to the children.
Okay. Make a performance check.
I'm going to argue that she'd actually use guidance before doing this because she wants to pass this information on.
Okay.
God damn it. It shouldn't have been an advantage, but didn't matter.
Yeah. You capture their attention for about 5 minutes. And then
Kids are kids.
Kids are kids.
Yeah, she still goes through the whole story, but
yeah,
probably not quite as in normal depth.
Yeah. Toby and his mom are listening, except when she has to like yell at the kids to stop beating up on each other.
No, that's annoying.
I just want to assume the little boy somehow got covered in jam, even though there was no jam on the table.
Little boys are always covered in jam, despite there being no jam in the house.
It's true.
And after the story, Toby's mom says, that was a lovely story. So it sounds like you've had quite an interesting life.
Most of it has been very recently.
Well, I mean, I suppose we've also had an interesting life recently, although probably not as interesting as yours. Not to say that demons coming out of the sky isn't interesting enough for me, thank you.
Well, those of us who go out and see the world and try to make it better do it so that those who just want to have a normal life can do that.
That's lovely. And she gets kind of quiet for a minute.
It was a very lovely meal.
Oh, thank you, dear.
So it gets quiet for a moment.
Hey, miss, can you tell us another story? The mom says, are you actually going to listen this time?
I could read you one of Vanya's stories. I think she's got one on her.
They're kind of long.
What type of story would you like to hear?
You hear Toby whisper to you, tell him about the Hydra.
Now, she realizes it's a good idea, but she wants the kids to get all excited. Do you really think they want to hear about a 50-foot tall monster out of a lake?
Tell us!
I'll tell you, but you guys gotta do the dishes while I do it.
Okay!
He tells the story while they do the dishes.
Alright. They, do the dishes. Mom has to help or redo some of the work.
So her cunning plan did not work as well as she wanted it to.
I mean, you got them to help.
The plates are only mostly covered in dried cheese.
Yep. After your story, the younger girl Annie says, like, do you think you could teach me some of that magic? The next demon that comes around, I could whap, zap, blow it out of the air.
So he taps the girl on the nose and be like, we don't do that till there's no other option. Like, if you were trapped far from home, wouldn't you want somebody to help you get home? You don't want them doing something off mean to you, would you?
I guess not.
But unfortunately, I don't really learn magic that way. It's Vanya that's smart like that and can actually learn magic. I just kind of get it now and then.
Yeah, but I don't know the kind of magic that you do.
Yeah, but I don't know the magic you know.
You know some of it.
And you know some of mine. This is the younger one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment. I want to see if I can do something to make her excited. Does she have a pendant or anything on her?
turned her hair ribbon purple.
Yeah.
She's not wearing any jewelry. Her clothes are pretty plain. This is not a wealthy family.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. I know what I'll do. So he reaches into her pocket, pulls out a copper coin, because for some reason she has a copper coin on, and casts light on it, and gives it to the kid.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That'll last. It'll last for a little bit. On a side note, Zoe does not understand the concept of money to the point where a copper would be any big deal.
Mm-hmm. She holds it to her chest and says, "Mom, can we go play?" And the mom nods and says, "Yeah, go off and play with your new toy."
For reference, late lasts an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Or till I cast it again. Zoe looks at her. It won't last too long. I promise it won't be. I promise it won't be annoying you for the next 6 days or anything like that.
That was a lovely story.
I hope everybody here was safe during the battle.
We all survived. But it's been hard down here. A lot of demons came out of that hole and took a lot of time for the guards to kill them all. We all just had to sit and wait. Hope it wouldn't be us.
Zoe looks at her feet and feels awful for having to wait to finish the battle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
Zoe feels like it was her fault.
It's having you here, I think, help the kids. Ever since Toby came home with stories about a girl with horns that could turn things purple, they've wanted to meet you.
I can turn things more than purple. I just kind of like the color.
Toby looks incredulous.
I miss my sister.
Yeah.
Not that she ever really acted like them.
Lucky for you. She says this with a smile. She loves her kids.
I acted like them, but my sister was the good one.
They're a bit of a handful, but Toby was a good kid. She kind of ruffles his hair.
Think we should let you be. Sorry to take up your time and come without an announcement.
Anytime, my dear.
I don't know how much longer I'll be in the city, but if I come back, I'll make sure to come see all of you.
You had better. She sort of moves the hair out of your face, gives you a hug. You take care of yourself now.
I must. Everybody else would be in trouble without me. They all like to get hurt.
That's right.
With that, Zoe gathers anything she left around and starts to head out.
Toby walks you to the door, which is, it's a small apartment. Like, you know where the door is. He says, I have to go to work until tomorrow, so I think I'm going to stay here. Unless you need me to show you back.
She looks at Vanya. Think we got her? We can get out of here?
Oh, yeah.
You should have a nice rest and go play with your kid. Go play with your sisters and brother.
I will. It was really nice seeing you again. Thanks for the help.
It's what I do. And with that, Zoe leans in forward to give him a hug.
He gives you a hug.
Quick movement gone.
As you leave the apartment and close the door, you hear Toby's mom say, what a nice pair of girls.
Did the kids go outside to go play?
No, they went into another room.
Okay. I was wondering if she'd run into them on the way out is all.
So you and Vanya walk out the apartment building, you pass a couple of people on the stairs. One person, after you pass them, you hear them stop on the stairs, look back at you and go, what the fuck? Vanya takes your arm and just keeps walking.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe uses prestidigitation to throw her voice and alter it slightly to be like, "Oh, those two nice girls got rid of the abyssal chicken in the upstairs."
Make a performance. After you do that, you hear, after a second, the footsteps start up again, slowly.
Zoe does let Fanny lead her away as she does this, by the way. Magic is fun, isn't it?
Magic is fun.
So, Fanny, what's your plans going forward? I'm guessing you don't have to keep looking for how to make a crystal.
Nope. I mean, we probably should still know how to do it just in case. But that's not really my job. I'm a researcher. That's what I'm going to keep doing.
Well, I hope you have good luck with that, whatever you research.
Thanks.
You find lots of interesting books. And, write a book for me to read.
It's not going to be as interesting as what you're doing, I'm sure.
I mean, not that interesting.
So, he was kind of cute.
Oh. So he turns us around. Am I going to come back to find you, to a couple?
I don't think he had much interest in me.
So he's turned around, failed on her, and her face is just red. I mean, I think I really have time for that sort of thing right now. Do you want to be involved with somebody who's going to go off and maybe never come back?
Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah.
I was going to say too late now.
You better come back.
I'll come back, but it'll be some time. Well, as I said, I will send you messages.
All right. She gives you a little hug. And you walk back through the city. We are going to take a short break for all of your biological needs.
One thing real quick before we do that. Can you type out the guard captain's name? I forgot to write it down. Thank you.
Yep. All right. 5-minute break.
Okay.
Yep.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Oh.
I'm back.
Hi, back.
Welcome back.
I'm also back.
I'm front.
I'm sideways.
Ugh.
I'm with
Hi,
Jamie.
Big Yawn.
Happy time.
We need to hit something.
I have bad news for you, Quasta.
Bad news, Meech.
I don't think this is a hitting session.
Well, I mean, there was one thing to hit, but Zoe decided to be more stylish than that.
Turns out banishment came in useful pretty early.
Oh, I was talking about Vanya.
Is everybody back?
I think most of us are. Mist never leaves.
I haven't heard from
So,
Nibbles.
Nibbles is the one I haven't heard?
I said hello.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Nibbles is here. I think everyone's here, though.
All right.
Paladin has had enough.
That was not to the right person.
I was very confused.
Nope.
All right. Getting back into it. Rizwin, Pert, Amalus, and Camille. You were talking to the guard captain about potentially doing some undercover work.
When would this undercover work be taking place?
It would have to be tonight.
Awesome.
That is the only time we know this person is going to be at a particular place.
Happy to help.
I can provide backup if you like. Obviously, I don't.
No, I'm just sorry. Hang on, I'm thinking. What was Rizwin's purse? 16. All right. So he kind of puts his, elbows on the desk, leans forward a bit. We received a tip from Paladin Anik, actually. They passed along that one of their acquaintances had recently run into an old friend, and he had thought that he might be involved somehow. But he has said that this old friend of his is not sticking around very long, and so our window to find out anything is very small.
Not a problem. We'll happily assist.
As I understand it, he is going to be at an inn called Wanderlust tonight. Not quite sure what he's doing there. Except for potentially meeting this friend. If you wouldn't mind, maybe with a bit of a disguise, popping in and seeing what's going on. We certainly don't need to.
Discretion?
Yes, discretion would be appreciated.
Wanderlust tonight. Discretion. Paladin Anik's quote, old friend.
A friend of a friend.
Okay. Seems reasonable.
And Lindsay gives you a short physical description. Tall, long black hair, blue eyes.
Nope, never heard of him before in my life.
So is that something you can do for me?
Not a problem.
He looks to Rizwin, who was the one who originally asked.
I will assist in whatever way I can. And I look at Pert like he's the one that's good at being sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also good at being sneaky. Not as good as Pert, though.
I enjoy the company.
Maybe leave the cat at home. It's a bit of a dead giveaway.
Aww.
Cat can stand outside with the paladin and the knight captain.
Well, please report your findings to me in the morning.
Of course. Should we go along to our other meeting now, or should we have a little investigation of the location before the meeting?
I don't think we have much time, do we?
It's like early afternoon. And it just said afternoon.
We can always go visit them and then swing by there so you can scout it out after.
Sounds good.
All right. So you are escorted out of City Guard headquarters by Lindsay.
Pert puts his hood up.
All right.
He doesn't want to be seen leaving the guard headquarters.
You're pretty sure that you are not seen.
Also, doesn't your hood being up give you advantage?
Yes, it does actually.
You're still not going to be seen. Just seemingly forgetting that Pert exists. Lindsay turns to the other three of you and nods his head. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your help. Holds out a hand.
Shake it in turn, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, make our way up the road.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, are all of you going to this meeting with Anik?
I mean, I was the one who proposed the meeting. If they want to come along, they can. So
Y'all also
I
snuck
am
in
now.
you also still have to get your formal wear.
That is true.
some of them do. I got mine already.
Yes. I think Amelis and Pert still have not ordered their formal wear yet.
We were on the way and then things happened.
Yeah,
You sure were.
Then
I
blood
suppose
splatter happened.
Amelis and Pert can go deal with clothing while the other two go deal with the paladin.
Alright.
Sound reasonable, Amelis?
Okay, so Pert and Amelis divert away to their original destination, which was the clothing store. Go get fitted for clothing. What's Malice gonna do? Is Malice gonna wear like a fancy bow tie or something?
Come on, top
No.
hat. Top hat.
Time
Purple
to
ribbons
talk.
around the tentacles. Purple ribbons around the tentacles. You gotta.
I mean, I assume even if they weren't purple, they'd end up purple as soon as Zoe saw them.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Alright, so Malice is gonna get some fancy purple ribbons, which he will tolerate.
I'm assuming tolerant mostly because someone bought him like a side of salt cod.
Yep. There's just this formal speech is going to be going on, and in the background, you're going to be hearing this cat slurping up fish.
And everybody's going to be distracted by the cat and be like, "Aw, it's terrifying."
That cute cat has tentacles and extra legs, but it's cute.
Alright, while Pert and Amelis go get their clothing, Fire, you have eventually found Horse. After looking at, like, every set of stables that you could find.
Oh my god. You don't know how much I've been looking for you.
Horse just stares at you.
Oh, I know. I was gonna get you an apple, but then I forgot. How about mushroom?
He sniffs it.
It's a mushroom.
He eats it, I think.
Good. So I think Pert is taking care of you, so I will not step in that realm. I just need my backpack, and I take my backpack, and I stay there with horse and start checking out on mushrooms.
All right. Somebody does come to see who's bothering the horses at one point. But I think enough word has gotten around that they sort of recognize you.
Hello.
These are. This one's yours?
Yeah, I needed
friends with the blue guy? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
An apple.
Oh yeah, you have apples?
Yeah. Well, they have fruit. I don't know that they have apples.
Do you like... I asked the horse what they like.
He just stares at you.
I know you can understand me.
Now the horse isn't the one staring at you, it's the tenders.
Well, I'll give you whatever I want then. And I find fruit.
Alright. And horse will eat the fruit. And then all the other horses get jealous.
God damn it, I give fruit to everyone.
Okay. You spend your day giving fruit to the horses.
What's left of my day?
Yeah. Zoe, what are you doing now that you have parted ways with Toby and presumably Vanya has gone back to work? Or are you just hanging out with Vanya for the day?
I think she'd hang out with Vanya unless Vanya makes it at all known that she needs to get back to work.
Vanya will put you to work if you stay around.
Ooh. She gets to be useful. Yeah,
Yep.
She's helping Vanya.
Alright. So you spend the rest of the while Fire spends the rest of the day feeding horses, you spend the rest of the day holding books.
That doesn't seem like work for Zoe.
I feel like Zoe might get in trouble a couple times. Like, no, stop reading the book. Bring me the book.
All right. So, Rizwan and Kamal, you show up at the Temple of Pelor. As per usual, an aide comes to greet you as soon as you walk in the door. They recognize Kamal immediately and say, the Paladin is expecting you. I can show you to their office.
Thank you very much.
I pipe up from the back and say, is Caffrail around anywhere?
I haven't seen him today.
Oh well.
And she leads you up to the Paladin's office, which Kamal has been in before.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice, nice carpet, sort of the same marble walls as the rest of the building, and they are sitting at their desk, doing some paperwork. As you enter in through the door, they nod and say, "Have a seat."
Thank you for seeing me. Us.
I didn't realize there was going to be an us.
things happened. I'll first go into details about what happened with the orphan, the guards, and all that. And it's part of the reason why there's us. It just worked out that way.
I see.
Regardless, I was here to. We're probably not going to be in the city much longer. I don't think it's smart that I particularly stay around. I think it would just create too many annoying issues. But I was hoping that, as a courtesy, you could pass on any information you find out about these people to me. They've obviously not just affected Marialta. They've caused other death and chaos in other places, most notably my home. And I was hoping that we could trade information, at least. Keep lines of communication open, as it were.
Make a persuasion check. They consider this. I am not an investigator.
No, I know.
I will not have all of the information as quickly, but I do not think it unreasonable to keep you apprised of what's going on in the city, especially after all that you and your friends have done.
I nod and give him a way to send information, I guess. Probably through the ambassador. You can send letters, I guess, that way. Like, whatever way I think makes the most logistical sense. I the player, I'm not sure what that would be.
Sure. Yeah, through the ambassador or the Karkamon embassy would probably make the most sense.
Mm-hmm. Then to my contacts on Karkamon's council and back to me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, I think my friend would agree with me, and my other friends who aren't here would agree with me. If you could convince your city leader to not offer us a job on the city watch, that would be fantastic. I don't think it would be appropriate. This isn't my city. I am a representative of a foreign god. And my duties require me to be elsewhere.
They sort of consider and think for a minute. I am no great political mind.
No, nor am I.
But the Annex is not a fool. And I'm sure she has her reasons for presenting you with this offer. Many people here are very scared right now. And a lot of you represent or have a lot of power. And I think that this is as much trying to secure that power for the city as anything.
I can understand why, but when I return home, it will be very difficult already to become public, as it were. Having ties to a foreign city beyond just doing the right thing, being in the right place at the right time would be very, very bad. And I guess worst case, she'll have that foreknowledge, and what she decides to ask us after that, that's on her.
Well, it sounds like you will be declining her offer then.
I personally, in good conscience, can't accept it.
Maynard, that is your decision to make. Nobody can force you to stay here.
No. I know the city's in good hands. I know that you've been through a lot and continue to go through it. You have a very good support team with you, and I hope that you realize that and that they want what's best for you. And I know it's in our nature to push ourselves and go to the limit, but take care of yourself before you take care of others.
Babe, smile a little bit. I seem to remember you giving me some contrary advice last time you were here.
Things have changed. I have done a bit more soul searching in the past several days, let's say. And what are we if not people who can grow and learn and change? You know, we are what we are, but we can also be more than what we are. I've made mistakes. I've hurt people. I've lost people. And I have to be accountable for that. But I can still remain true to my core values and my oaths. Well, take into account the growth I've made as an individual. And other than that, I just have to do the best I can today.
Very wise of you.
Took a while to get there, but I got there eventually. Also, the guard captain informed us that you passed on some information regarding a suspicious individual. It appears that some of our friends may be doing some undercover work. I hope that's not stepping on too many toes.
They kind of, you see them still for a second when you say that. then they say, "It is the guard captain's decision to do with that information what he will. If I may say so, you are not the most..."
Oh, I'm not going in. No. Don't worry.
"If he thinks you might be of some use in this regard, then I will respect his judgment."
Other than that, I don't think we have much else to discuss. I assume we'll see you at the ceremony tomorrow.
Yes.
Is there some information that we might be missing to make an informed decision?
Regarding?
Well, I suppose anything really, but specifically about this suspicious individual.
What information do you have?
That it was the suspicious individual is an acquaintance of what was the term they used? A friend? Companion? Of yours?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, thank God I have stuff. Nope. Nope. Not today, Satan.
That is true.
I nod. Camille has his own suspicions, but he's respecting Annick's decision to not voice their own thoughts on the matter.
Mm-hmm. I do not wish to breach confidentiality in any way, and if the guard captain provided you with this information, then I do not know it is my place
Understandable. And I wouldn't want to put you in a compromising or uncomfortable position. Do they look anxious or nervous, or are they just being...
Make an insight check. They look tired and stressed.
Tired as in mentally exhausted, physically exhausted?
Both.
Is there anything you need help with? Even if you just need an hour to just nod.
I don't think that you can do my paperwork for me.
Where's Pert? No.
Quietly not being seen, thankfully.
Unfortunately, the Karkamot Marines never really prepared me for paperwork.
Nothing ever does.
Something to look forward to.
I think that the ceremony tomorrow will help.
If it would help, if you think it would be okay, I would not mind saying a few words.
I think that would be nice.
Thank you. Very well.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, unfortunately. There's still a lot to do, and a whole wide world that it has to be done in.
Yes, if we can't help you, we will at least not hinder you any further.
Mm.
And I make as if to leave.
I get up and I just extend my hand to them.
They kind of stare at it for a minute and then take it. They don't stand up.
I don't expect them to.
Yeah.
I just put the other hand over it and just give them a squeeze and let them know that kind of putting into that squeeze like you're not alone.
Mm-hmm. Make an insight check.
Wow.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good tonight. You notice that some of the tension that you have seen in Anik towards you has gone away.
Was that tension sort of, I don't know you, I don't trust you, you're a foreign paladin in my city, what the fuck are you doing?
With a 22, I think you could kind of tell that some of the things you said when you first met them kind of got under their skin.
Mm.
And this has maybe cleared the air somewhat.
Mm. I just kind of smile at them and make the leave.
All right. And the two of you leave?
Before we leave, I'm going to find an aide and politely suggest to them that the paladin could really use a nice strong cup of tea. Or whatever they drink.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon with a shot of bourbon.
No, I get the feeling that Anik's a tea drinker.
I think you might be right.
With a shot of bourbon.
I mean, maybe.
They take your suggestion and run off to go find some tea.
All right. Now you have to go get clothing.
I suppose I should swing by and pick it up. I am concerned about this.
Which this? There's been a lot to be concerned about.
This operation tonight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we both came to the same conclusion as to who the informant is. Or who the companion they were talking about is.
I know the conclusion that Risman has come to. She didn't share any of the information that she learned from Caffriel with anybody.
No, but Camille's making a intuitive jump that the person who's closest to Anik, as far as Camille can tell, is Caffriel. And I think that's a fair assumption to make based on their interactions that he's seen.
I think you're jumping to conclusions.
We'll see.
I had hoped to speak with Caffriel, although I don't know if that's a good idea now.
Maybe after the ceremony tomorrow.
That will be too late.
Well, I mean, if you want to go find them, I will go make myself scarce, because I somehow get the feeling that me being there would not be conductive to any conversations currently.
What time of day is it?
Mid-afternoon.
So we have an amount of hours before this is supposed to happen?
Yes.
Like a day.
No, an amount of hours.
This is tonight.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was thinking about the ceremony.
No. Based on where I placed my order for clothing and the inn, do I think I have enough time to pick it up, go back to the inn, and then go find Caffriel before any of this happens?
Maybe. The other option is, like, the two places that you know to look for Caffriel are the temple and the hospital, which is literally right across the square from the temple.
Yeah.
I don't think you know where Caffriel lives.
No, I don't.
If you want to, here's the hospital. I will go. If you'd like, I'll go pick up your order for you.
Do I have like a claim ticket or something? Because I don't think they'll believe that my order is for Camille.
I don't know. I can be very convincing.
That's true.
I want to see that.
It's not your size, for one thing.
Hey, your call. I gave you the option.
Well,
I think Camille would still make it look good.
Sorry, I was asking Jamie, do I have some way of letting that happen, or do I have to pick it up myself?
I don't know. I didn't think about this.
Are we well enough known that I am a known companion, or they are a known companion of me, or vice versa?
Probably. If it was like Hurt picking it up, then maybe not, but Camille is definitely the most recognizable out of you guys.
Pert wouldn't need a claim ticket.
They would never know that the item left the shop.
That's true.
They would never know that they lost it somewhere, and you'd get a full refund.
Well, I guess it can't hurt, I say out loud while thinking of all the ways that it could definitely hurt. And I hand over my claim ticket or whatever and the remaining payment to Camille and give him instructions on where the shop is.
I will see you at the end then before we head out for the night.
Rizwin... Sorry?
I was going to say, and then I head across the square to the hospital.
Please roll me a d20. All right. So you go to the hospital, ask if Caffriel's in, and he is not. Sorry.
No, I'm thinking. I just assumed that that's Providence then. And I try to catch up with Camille before he arrives at the shop.
All right. Pert, was there any scouting you wanted to do or anything you wanted to do in preparation for tonight?
Yeah, primarily checking out the bar, finding out if there's alternative entrances, exits, and say a second story that would be better to observe than the first story.
Okay. Are you going by yourself or are you taking Emma with you?
Unless
anybody
Emma
else?
is not interested, I would take Amelis with me. Must?
Missed.
She must have gone AFK.
Yeah.
You gonna come along to help scout out the bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are you doing this? Are you stealthing or?
Pert's stealthing.
Okay. So you have to ask around a little bit to find out where this bar is. I don't think it's a place that Pert's ever been, and it's not like a sort of thieves guilds spot. But it is in sort of the poor end of town. You go up to where it is, and it is not yet open. Seems to be sort of a evening to late morning place.
Single story?
Single story, but there are plenty of buildings that around it that are taller. Make a perception check.
Sure. Perception. Are you going to assist with this, Mist?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Perception.
25, pretty good. So besides how many stories the building is, what are you looking for?
Alternative entrances, exits, hidey holes, convenient places for me to position my two not stealthy assistants to be able to ambush someone if someone does come trying to sneak out of the building.
Okay.
If failing that, at least convenient lookout locations for them to stand to keep an eye out if they can't stand in ambush spots instead.
Sure. There's a couple of places sort of across the street from the bar in an alley that you think are going to be pretty dark at night. Might be a good spot for somebody.
And so there are secondary entrances, exits?
There is one exit in the back.
Okay.
That looks like a staff or where they bring food and drinks in and stuff.
Yeah, a delivery door.
Yes.
Okay. So we could set up the cat and the two guards back there.
As you're looking around and sort of like looking at the surrounding buildings, you notice this weird glint out of the corner of your eye.
That deserves extra inspection.
And you look at it, and you think it was coming from like an upper floor of a building that was across the way from the bar. But you look at it, and you don't see it anymore. It was just out of the corner of your eye.
Well, it's a good thing Pert was being stealthy while he was doing this, so he hopefully wasn't spotted.
Speaking of which, everybody make a stealth check.
Sure.
Everybody that's there. That includes Melis.
Everybody?
I was gonna make one just when Jamie said that, and then she said everybody's there. I'm like,
The cat clearly has advantage on stealth because he's sort of not there, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's how that works.
Isn't it more like you see two of them at once?
Yeah, he's doubly there. Mist? Or apparently he's not there at all.
Yep.
Shouldn't Amalus have still with disadvantage, or she got new armor?
No, I got better armor. Or my armor got de-noisified.
De-noisified. Alright.
Stealth teamwork.
So you have your stealth rolls.
Yep. Oh, gosh. Is there anything else you can think of, Amalus, that we should check out before we call it a night and wait for the bar to open?
I'm not sure.
Hey, voice in my head, can you think of anything else?
I don't know. Do you want to disguise?
I mean, Pert's pretty good at not being noticed, but he's also really hard to disguise. So, I mean,
there are a few. There's not nearly as many Vidalkins in this area of the city, but
yeah, a slightly different outfit besides the armor wouldn't be a mistake for sure.
A jaunty eye patch.
I don't know about that.
No, just really thick rimmed silver glasses. No, I think that's everything I can think of off the top of my head. I'll, of course, in retrospective, have 2020 vision of, I should have thought of X. But I will try to figure out which window I think I saw the glint come from. So when we meet up and I set the others up in that alleyway to watch the back door, so that way I can warn them to watch for a looking out for them in that window.
All right.
Do you want a wisdom or something to figure out which window I think it was?
Your perception was very good.
Okay. So yeah, other than that, we go and get our clothing, and Pert will, while he's getting the clothing, just get a different shirt and pants, just casual wear shirt and pants, something that would blend in at the bar, considering its location, without being actually rags.
Mm-hmm.
So that way he might not look the same person, although the green cloak and the 7 foot tall kind of makes that hard.
Yeah.
He's at least changing his shirt and pants just to try to look a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he will get dress clothes while he's there.
Okay. So everybody completes their day. Fire, are you coming back to the city for the evening? Costa?
I grunted, but I was muted. I don't know. At what time is the thing tomorrow?
Morning. Late morning.
I will sleep in this stable.
Okay. All right, so everybody is back at the inn, except for Fire, with their fancy clothes.
Can I also have purchased a cloak that will conceal my shiny armor.
I was going to do the same thing.
All right, you may do that. It's probably like a silver.
Deal.
Okay. And how much was my formal wear?
10 gold, I think formal wear is.
Formal surcoat.
All right.
Before we do this, I just need a 2-minute break just to ruminate.
Ruminate away.
Ruminations.
But
Be right back.
I don't think it'll be too much longer.
All good.
Be right back. Blow my nose.
I need to think.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell do I do this?
That was not the right button.
Whoops.
Wow, you really needed some time to ruminate.
Okay.
Back.
Well, I think I'm ready to go.
Alrighty, let's fake it.
Sure will be. Everybody else back?
Yeah, I never went anywhere.
Meow.
Meow.
Hello.
Time? Time?
Yes.
Oh, you are here.
You said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you
We didn't
before.
hear you before.
You were either muted or did not push to talk.
I thought I said here. Sorry.
That's
That's
okay.
Okay.
All right. So as evening comes upon you, you all have fancy cloaks. How are you going about this?
I will stand where the blue man tells me to stand.
I will discuss with the two of them whether they both want to be in the alley with Malice, or if one of them wants to be in the alley and the other one wants to watch the front door.
Before we even get there, I'm trying to figure out if I should have my glaive with me or not.
Might not be a bad idea.
Other weapon would be more subtle, but either way.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with the warhammer since that's easier to conceal under a cloak.
Camille, are you wearing your armor?
I got rid of all my old armor. No.
Okay.
I definitely am wearing my armor, but it's underneath my cloak.
And it does not give you disadvantage on stealth checks. At least I don't think it does.
It does not. That is why I bought it, or one of the reasons anyway.
I should invest in a set of
Clank
non
armor.
I've got some.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've got some leather armor I could loan you. We're both roughly the same height.
I mean, if that fits, then yeah.
I think she's a little tight, but it fits.
I'm fine.
Yep.
Someone can hold their breath.
We're about to test that. Okay, so Camille and Rizwin are going to be in the alley, cloaked and just ready to go if shit goes down.
So
Correct.
I still have my shield, obviously.
Yeah, what's Zoe going to do? Is Zoe participating in this?
Did anybody even ask her?
I'm assuming we had time to meet up at the inn
Well, you
And
are about to
convey
die
this
here,
information?
and
Yes.
So if Zoe wants in, she can be in.
No, I need to think.
And sounds like Melis is going to be in the alleyway with the two bruisers. What about Amalus?
Amalus and Zoe could go into the inn as patrons.
Girl with horns in probably bad idea.
Probably, but just offering ideas.
I think Zoe's gonna stick out of this because I don't think she can be on. She's not very good at not sticking out.
Okay.
The
Are
only
you
time she
gonna-
can hide is when Camille is being shiny boy.
Right.
Mm.
So are you going to hide in the alleyway with the other two? Or.
I think she's just sticking out of this period.
Okay.
And Pert, without his armor on, will go into the bar and try to be sneaky. Amalus going into the bar too, since you're good at being sneaky.
yeah.
Okay. I would like both of you to make a stealth check if you're trying to be unnoticed, or a deception check if you are trying to pretend that you are not who you are.
Oh, the stealth way over the deception. Holy shit, no.
Yeah, definitely stealth. My deception's only a 1.
Same! High five 1!
17's pretty good. And I will get everybody else, or the other 3 to roll stealth as well.
Also, my ideal is sincerity. There's no good in pretending to be something I'm not.
Well, let's see what a D20 gives me.
Okay.
And the Cato.
Okay. Is Mel supposed to be at advantage?
No, but I don't know how that turns off or not.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So
And I warned them about the window that I saw the glint of light in.
yes. So with that pointed out to you, Rizwin, Camille, and Melis, you position yourselves in the alleyway, just to watch.
Yeah, I'll try to find a very dark place that shadows my face, and just
Sure.
rely on the fact that I have dark vision.
There are a couple of places that are especially shadowed, and you position yourself in one, knocking over a crate as you do so.
Can I spin that into acting drunk?
Make a performance or a deception check. Oh,
Oh,
Woof.
fuck. Oh, well.
well,
Is
you
what
are
it is.
acting.
I feel like you're stumbling around going, I am drunk!
Find the attention to me so that, everyone else isn't noticed.
Mhm. And while you guys are doing that, Amalus and Pert, you walk into the bar. And as you walk in, you are hit with the smell of booze and dust. There's lanterns hanging at all the corners, giving a very modest light to see by. People are crowding around the tables, sitting at the bar, some laughing and joking. But a general sort of somber mood hangs over. There are no completely free tables that you see. This place is very full, but there's a couple spots at the bar, and a couple of tables that only have like 1 or 2 people sitting.
No sign yet of the described face.
Make a perception check.
Ba-dump. Can I count on Amelis's assistance?
Yep.
Jamie?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. Looking around, you see a couple of people with black hair, but no one that matches the exact description that you were given. Where do you situate yourselves?
I think mingling with the crowd, but keeping in a place where we can still move around without having to climb over people would be the best.
I mean, there's not really like a bunch of, this
Like-
isn't like a dance floor.
Yeah, but is there
there's
like
people sitting down at tables and conversing in groups mostly?
no crowd at like the bar, for example, though?
There's bar seating basically. There's some people sitting at the bar, but it's not like a big crowd of people.
I think mingling with that group at the bar regardless, just because they are a coming and going crowd, so they would at least be someone that you could slide into and not really get looked at very seriously.
Okay.
Probably order a drink and pretend to drink it.
All right. Pay a couple of copper for a drink.
Surprisingly,
it's alcohol.
Surprisingly, Pert's not going to give himself away by tipping with the platinum.
Yeah. Emma, are you sticking close to Pert?
Yep.
Or are you trying to find another place? Okay. So Pert, as you're like walking sort of past people, you pick up on bits of conversation. Gonna be a while, I guess. Suppose they're pretty backed up. Yo, I heard he blew some guy's head clean off. That's crazy. Yeah, he probably deserves it, though. I sure fucking hope so. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I'm working too hard. Gotta be ready for the big day tomorrow.
That last conversation, who's having that one?
There is an older woman sort of leaning over the bar with a younger human man who is sitting at the bar nursing a drink. And he's the one that said, gotta be ready for the big day tomorrow.
What's he look like?
Kind of like short, dark brown hair, scrawny. The way he's sort of like hunched over, he looks like he looks like he lacks confidence.
Pert will continue drinking his drink, but sketch a very, very basic sketch of the guy's appearance when he has free time in between watching for the face we're supposed to be looking for, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Preparation for tomorrow in case he sees that face in the crowd.
All right.
Otherwise, he'll continue to behave as if he's just another patron.
Okay. You continue sort of like looking around the bar, sketching this kid's face. Make another perception check.
Not a problem. Perception.
You're at advantage.
Fine, I'll just roll higher.
After you finish this sketch, you look around, and there he is. You see this man that was described to you. Well, if plainly dressed, long black hair tied in a ponytail. And he is sitting at one of the back tables that is poorly lit and has a pretty sizable crowd of people around it. And he's just sitting and talking to them very quietly.
Pert will take the excuse of getting another drink to go find a better place to sit. And this time we'll take that fresh drink and sit somewhere as close as possible to that section without obviously pushing people out of the way and just sitting right beside the guy or anything like that.
Sorry, I was reading my notes and stopped listening at some point.
He's basically taking a drink and finding a table as close to that group as possible without literally just sitting at the table with them.
Okay.
So if he can sit with his back to them or something so he can overhear what they're talking about is his goal.
Okay. Emma, are you going with him?
Good question. Yeah.
Okay. So you both make your way to a table that's only got like a couple of people at it. They're too absorbed in their conversation, and you rolled pretty well in your stealth. They don't seem to pay you much mind. As you sit down and look over at this other table, you get a glimpse past some bodies of this man with the black hair. He has his hand held out, and there is a little ball of light just spinning freely above his hand.
As in magic?
As in magic. And everybody is staring at it in awe.
Pert tries to look closer to see if he can discern what it is. Whether it's a fascination spell or if it's just him showing off.
Make an Arcana check.
I'm not great at this. I'm great at this.
This looks similar to some of the like cantrip magic that Zoe has. It looks like it's just sort of him showing off.
Okay. No conversation that I can overhear?
He sort of snuffs the magic out. And his back was to the rest of the bar, so like nobody else would have been able to see it except the people at the table and you. And he says, if you want, this can be yours. This and much more.
Feels like he's recruiting for a cult.
And the voices kind of get a little bit lower again. It's hard to hear exactly what they're saying. They rise a bit. You hear one of the other men sitting at the bar says something about, you hear the word illegal.
Looking at things.
Okay. And this man, the man with the black hair, reaches over the table with his hand to take the hand of this person who spoke. And his voice rises a little bit so that you can hear it. There are so many people here who lack the tools to take care of themselves and their families because those in power do not wish you to have them.
And Hurt taps Amlis's wrist and points that person out.
It is not fair, and it is not right. It is not right. And he lets go of this man's hand and leans back.
That was a different patron at the bar, you said, right?
No, this is the man that you were looking for. The man with the long black hair.
Okay. So I don't actually need to send Amelis to follow a second person. That's good.
No.
Pert will quietly scribble in his book as he records the conversation, at least the pieces he can pick up. But this is definitely something that deserves deeper investigation.
He writes something down on a piece of paper and gives it to one of the other members at the table.
Oh gosh. Do I do it?
I mean, I'm not there.
Pert stumbles out of his chair and attempts to sleight of hand the paper from the other patron, spilling his beer over himself in the process.
Okay.
For show, obviously. But
make a sleight of hand with disadvantage because you are trying to sneak something that is like it's not in somebody's pocket. It's in somebody's hand.
Yep.
What's the +4 from?
Tireless precision, sleight of hand.
Nice.
I had to choose two things, and so it was thieves' tools and sleight of hand.
Okay. You get up and stumble a bit, and the guy that you stumble into that had the note is like, hey, watch what the fuck you're doing.
Please burp in his face. Please burp in his face.
Pert spills his beer all over himself as he stumbles over and snatches the note.
You do
and
so,
acts.
and
Yep.
Nobody at the table seems to see you do this.
Pert will groggily wipe beer from his face and stand up and throw an arm around the guy and offer to buy him a drink. Sorry, friend, sorry. Please, on me, a copper for your beer. He tosses 2 or 3 coppers into the other person's hand and tries to carouse him into joining him at the bar for a drink.
He waves you away. It's like, just get the fuck out of here.
Pert will attempt to stealth out, leaving Amelis behind.
Mm-hmm. Make a stealth check.
Yep.
Since you've now drawn everybody's attention to you.
I'm assuming without advantage, since the cloak isn't really going to help in this situation since I'm such a center of attention.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You, get lost in the
Show off.
crowd and slip out of the bar, seemingly unnoticed.
And Pert will join the others and slide the paperwork to Kamale so he can read it.
I'll read it.
On the piece of paper is an address.
Okay.
Do we recognize it?
Do you know that address?
Neither of you know this address. Pert, you kind of know, sort of the area of town approximately, but...
Yeah. Is it a poorer area, a richer area?
It's a poorer area.
I share with Camille the conversation that I overheard, and the whole those in power don't want you to have this kind of power conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And at least in Pert's opinion, that sure sounds culty.
Given my dealings with this cult in the past, does that sound like one of their phrases, one of their
not
tenets?
Make a history check.
Okay, that's nope.
You are unsure. I don't know how much you are. We'll say you are unsure.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's at least worth looking into.
Amma, you are still in the bar.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Are they still talking? Or do you go?
They are still talking. You notice them looking around, on the ground for the note. And when they don't, when they don't find it, let me see. You see the man with the black hair sit back in his chair, look at the door, just sort of tap his fingers on the table. And then his posture relaxes, he smiles and says, "No matter. I'm sure it just got stuck to the bottom of someone's shoe." And he writes out a second note, gives it to the guy. And then he touches the shoulders of the people who are sitting beside him as he gets up. And nods, and he walks away. He goes up to the bar and gets a shot of something. Pays for it, downs it. And then you see him put his hand on the shoulder of the kid that Pert was sketching earlier. And he walks up.
So he said he walks out?
Yes.
With the kid?
Nope. He walks out by himself. The three of you outside can make a perception check.
Well, let's see.
Hey, one of us is paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Pert and Camille are too busy looking at this note. Rizwin, you're watching the door and you see somebody that looks remarkably like the description you got exit the bar, although you don't remember seeing them enter. And they start to walk away down the street.
I will point this out to Pert, as I feel like Pert has better chance of following this individual than I do.
And as you do this, you hear somebody else on the street say, "You weren't going to wait for me." And there is a figure in a black cloak that you cannot see the face, but you recognize the voice.
Oh, boy.
And he stops, turns around and smiles. "I didn't come." And Caffriel shakes his head and says, "I'm not going with you. I need to stay here." Ezra, I don't know what you're doing. And I don't think you're not going to listen to me anymore. And the man with the black hair smiles. "I always listen to you. I don't always heed your advice." He goes up to Caffriel, puts a hand on his shoulder. "It's okay. I miss you." Caffriel's, you can see the posture behind the cloak. He's looking at the ground. I don't... If there's anything left of the friend I had, I hope you find your way out of this and come back. And then maybe I can help. Ezra smiles and says, "You already did." Goodbye, old friend. Mm. He takes a few seconds just to look at Caffriel and then turns around and keeps walking.
And only once the conversation's done will Pert, with his hood up, try to follow.
All right. I need you to make both a stealth and a perception check, Pert.
And
Okay. You follow him a few streets, and then you turn a corner, and he's just doesn't seem to be there. You have lost him.
are we heading in the direction of the address?
Not really.
Better to collect the others than to proceed by myself if I don't have someone to follow. Pert will circle around back and rejoin the others from the other end of the alley.
All right. As
his failure.
as Pert ran off to try to tell this man, everybody else saw the cloaked Caffriel sort of watch his old friend walk away. Then he turned around, walked down the street back the way he came.
I shoot Rizman a look like with the expressions like
Rizwan takes like a step, like she's gonna go follow Caffriel, but then decides better of it and goes back to watching out.
Well, I think we should pass this information on to the watch. I think this is out of our scope. And if they request our help, that's one thing, but I don't think it's wise of us to make the assumption, especially when there's only some of us here.
All right. So Pert comes back to collect the group, and as you all ruminate on what you have learned, we are going to call it here for the night.
No.
Yay, another week of stress.
At least Pert has a lot of details to give to the city guard. And if we help with the raid on an address before or after the appointment tomorrow, it'll be interesting regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe enough to level us up.
I doubt that very much.
Yeah, maybe today.
Not today.
What do we say to death? The same thing we say to levels up.
Not today.
Not today.
All right.
I have another week of revisions to do on a thing.
Yeah, me too.
Remind me, why did I decide to do that again? All right, good role playing.
Your speech for next week?
Oh, yes.
I'm assuming we'll pick up from this point, not from the next day.
I think, I think probably what's going to happen is if there's anything you guys have left you want to do in the night, we will narrate it at the beginning of next session, just so that if you guys think of any loose ends or anything you want to do before bed, we can get that done.
There's a conversation that Rizwan would like to have with someone, yes.
Okay, so we will pick up then right where we left off.
And yes, Pert would definitely want to go talk to the guard captain immediately, not in the morning.
Okay.
Because
Sorry,
we probably have an identified assassin.
I didn't catch. Zoe was not there, right?
She was not.
Reasons? Are there any reasons why not?
She didn't want to go.
She didn't feel stealthy enough.
Fair income.
I mean, Camille wasn't exactly stealthy either, but...
No. But Camille also has a vested interest in any information about a certain cult, so...
Mm-hmm. So...
was fun. And stressful.
Uh-huh.
And Pert literally is the knight.
Pert is very fucking stealthy. I'm glad we got to see Pert do his thing.
Mm.
Yep.
Need to get Pert a deer stalker now.
Pert is honestly very evident to taking the job with the watch, but not right now.
The player is very interested to see if his suspicions about things are right.
I mean, I don't know what those suspicions are, so...
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Okay. Damn it, I want to know.
Okay, I'll DM you.
Okay. I am going to start using the postmortem channel again, because I have some stuff I want to ask about, but I just, Yep. What do people think so far?
I think that there's a cult or a group being hired to assassinate somebody, something during the important meetup tomorrow. Whether it's us or them or some important city official. I think Camille's got a friend/boyfriend who's clearly gone darker ways.
What?
Sorry, not Camille. Name's bad. David, bad name. Caffriel. See, they're very similar names, damn it. Caffriel has a friend/boyfriend/old companion, whatever, who's clearly gone darker paths, and they clearly cannot follow. At least that's the feeling I get from it.
Mm-hmm.
And Zoe is freaking adorable with her little adventures.
So yeah, you're losing Zoe as a party member. She's going to go off and start her own little party.
So time to re-roll as like a hulking barbarian now, just go complete opposite end of the spectrum.
No, I like this end of the spectrum.
I know you do. You can be a cute hulking barbarian.
Like Joe Cats.
Precisely. Stop recording.
Also, yes, Camille's not the type of person to have a boyfriend.
It's okay.
He's A, not that way, B, way too busy.
He's still trying to get his god to notice him.
Oh my god, noticed me. Senpai noticed me. Senpai is just a very quiet guy.
Shit, I missed something.
Uh-oh. Do you need to retcon something real quick?
God. There was
Sort
a
of.
god call somewhere.
There was. Camille, when you saw this guy talking to Caffriel,
Uh-huh.
it's like your vision narrowed towards this guy.
Just out of curiosity, did he have a familiar accent at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
But you had a very, very much sort of that feeling of tugging that you got from your god, like pulling you towards the city.
Mm-hmm. I will have voiced that to my friends. Like, this is a bad man. The god is saying this is a bad man.
I wonder if Fire will be able to get to the ceremony on time.
See Fire running into the ceremony with a piece of toast in his mouth. So we're late.
Precisely.
Or just charges in as like an ox.
On a side note, it's a good thing Zoe didn't go. She would have tried to have a magic off with this guy.
Yeah. Nope, not gonna say it.
What?
Oh, no. I don't want to color people's thoughts and things.
Aren't you so glad that you're fucking off to the other end of the world?
I don't know if we are now.
I mean, you do know, like, the information you have says that he's leaving town soon.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we are, and we're following him. Maybe he's going south too.
Who is that guy?
I'm not saying anything.
Do you know who is?
Out of
The
character?
Muffin Man.
I have thoughts out of character, but I'm not saying them. Because I want people to enjoy it.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Look, I'm role-playing fire. I'm away in the countryside.
The Muffin Man.
Oh, well, I loved this session today. It's
I'm glad.
set my brain on fire, thank you.
Mm.
Identified assassin. She didn't feel stealthy enough.
I mean, Camille wasn't exactly stealthy either, but... So...
That was fun. And stressful. And Pert literally is the knight.
Pert is very fun. I'm glad we got to see Pert do his thing.
Yep. Pert is honestly very important to taking the job with the watch, but not right now.
I mean, I don't know what those suspicions are, so... Damn it, I want to know. Okay. I am gonna start using the post-mortem channel again because I have some stuff I want to ask about. But I just,
Yep.
what do people think so far?
I think that there's a cult or a group being hired to assassinate somebody, something during the important meetup tomorrow. Whether it's us or them or some important city official. I think Camille's got a friend slash boyfriend who's clearly gone darker ways. Sorry, not Camille. Name's bad. David bad at names. Caffriel. See, they're very similar names, damn it. Caffriel has a friend slash boyfriend slash old companion, whatever, who's clearly gone darker paths, and they clearly cannot follow. At least that's the feeling I get from it. And Zoe is freaking adorable with her little adventures. Precisely.